Hi all, it's Kim Wheeler Poitevien. I'm the owner of Amel Counseling Consulting, which is a private practice located here in Philadelphia. I specialize in working with children, adolescents, and young adults who are experiencing grief, loss, and difficult school transitions. Topic today is going to be helping your loved one, younger person, cope with grief during the holidays. Thanksgiving is coming right up, and which is the start of our holiday season here in the States. Um, we go from Thanksgiving to an inundation of Christmas into the New Year. And during that time, we always have this thought that, the feelings of grief and loss are intensified, and partly because of the transitions that we have and the traditions that we have. Coping with the loss of someone is difficult throughout the year, but is absolutely crucial to give a person who's grieving support around anniversaries and holidays. This is a time when grief can feel even fresher, it can feel raw. Sometimes when people are already numb, they're not really thinking about that, and they really haven't faced the reality of the loss until you have that person's not there for a major event. So, some ways that you can help kids that are coping with a loss around the holidays is just kind of to talk about it. I think it's probably the hardest thing, and also to just leave it to be open to talk about. A lot of times we treat grief and our bereaved, or our deceased loved ones as kind of elephants in the room. Like, we all are really sad about it. We all know that that's kind of what's bumming everybody out. But if we talk about it, then it makes it real. And the reality is that it is real because we're having emotions and we're feeling it. So not talking about it isn't going to change somebody being upset. It's not going to change how much that person misses somebody. If someone's crying doesn't mean that you made them feel worse. It just means that they're having an emotion and they're having a reaction to it. And the same with kids. A lot of times we want to shelter children and young kids from it. They've already experienced something that's so traumatic and so horrific. So the last thing that we want to do is talk about it or bring it up or cause any more pain. But sometimes it just, the best thing that you can is say, hey, I miss grandma, or I miss mom, or last year was so much fun, I know this year is probably going to be different. And if they agree or they talk about it, then fine. If they say, no, it's okay, I don't care, that's fine too, because everybody has their own way of handling it. But you still made it so that it's a comfortable topic, because a lot of times kids will come back later and then talk about it and say, I was worried that, Christmas isn't going to be the same, or is Santa going to come, or I don't want to see anybody, it's just going to make me feel sadder. And having those conversations opens up, probably, opens up this gap, well, this breaks down this wall that, kind of comes up when, kids are kind of in their own world, kind of, trying to understand and navigate things. And, as adults, we try to go through our lives and make sure that things are okay and we're, that the ship is still afloat. But even just having that vulnerable conversation of, I feel like it's going to be the same, or I feel sad, and then leaving it at that, kind of normalizes, like, yeah, like, it sucks. So, that's the number one thing I would say, is just kind of make it so it's an open space to talk about it. Encouraging traditions, continue the tradition. If it made you happy and you want to do it, cool. If it makes you feel worse, it's okay to stop. There's no right way to go through this. If everybody always made gingerbread cookies with grandma and grandma's not here, and you try to make gingerbread cookies and everybody's crying and everybody's a disaster, then stop making the cookies. And it's okay. You don't have to do it and say, okay, well, we're like not upholding her memory because we haven't done this, or Christmas isn't the same, or it's not going to be Christmas without it. Christmas is different. It's going to be different, and it's uncomfortable, and avoiding it isn't going to stop it. But the reality is that it is going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay, and it's going to hurt, and that's okay. And I think it's helpful for adults to know that too, and to be all right with it, because kids are struggling just as much as you are. So those are my two major things right now. It's just kind of make it open, just a safe place to talk about it. There's no pressure about having to have this long, deep conversation, but just kind of acknowledging, like, oh, it feels kind of weird, or I'm sad. And if there's a tradition that you absolutely used to do it. And if it doesn't make you feel good, or it doesn't make the kids feel good, then stop it, and that's okay too. So this is the first in a couple of series of videos I'm going to do about helping kids to cope with grief and loss during the holidays. So stay tuned, and I'll be sending a couple more out in the coming week. Okay, take care.